Hey, what's up guys? This is Team Hard Life Captain Albert Santucci, and I was going to do this video yesterday, but I yawned and I stretched and I pulled a muscle or something, man. I was in some excruciating pain, and the muscle still hasn't settled down yet, but if it doesn't, it'll get knocked out tomorrow when I go to my chiropractor to get that deep tissue massage. It's going to be painful, but I've got to do it. But we are, I know y'all see that. I don't know if I should wait to the very end to make y'all just, I can't believe that I walked in like that, needless to say. And actually, that is the second time in less than a week that they have been playing soccer with our fishing tackle. And yeah, not cool. We'll see what happens here. This one. Okay, I know what this is. We are, with everything that's been going on with our custom rods, with all the delays, we actually got another guy, one of our workers that is a rod builder, but with everything that was been going through, he didn't have the materials to actually build rods. And so this is something that we're going to go ahead and help him with, so that way we can get another rod builder on the in the roll, because I mean right now we are still about 16 rods behind schedule, and as soon as we can get caught up, we're definitely going to start posting more about our Team Hard Life rods. We got so many doors that are about to be opened that are going to take us to the next level, and with everything going as it's going, within about 3 months we should be completely caught up and on to the next step of actually carrying Team Hard Life rods in the inventory at all times. So just bear with me guys, we are that close to having everything done and settled with everybody that we still have a rod pending with. And again guys, I really do appreciate your patience, because this has been one headache after a headache on top of a tumor on top of, yeah, it's just been crazy. But we are working it, and these guys are putting it through. So this is the box for the rod wrapper. We got him, the bench and all of that, so he can start wrapping rods. So I'm not gonna unbox that, because all I'm gonna have to, that's when you're getting ready for setup kind of deal. So that's that, which is good. What do we got over here? More of the rod wrapping stuff, but then we also needed certain supplies for the Team Hard Life rods, because we ran out, or about to run out. Good. Yes, sir. The smaller butt caps for the Team Hard Life rods, because we had so many that we got built, we were about to run out, and I did not want to be falling behind like I did a long time ago. So I'm ahead of schedule on this, which is good. And yes, sir. Right there, that's what we needed right there. So this is awesome. We got the flex coat for the fishing rods and stuff like that, so that way you can start building his. Didn't have the bigger ones, which would have been nice, but we're just gonna have to deal with that. Got him some mixing cups. Also too, we got a bunch of ferrules that came in, or unibutts, sorry, a bunch of unibutts, so we can get some shark rods done up. Yes, sir. Got 3 of those. In there. What else we got here? Send us a pair of cutters. Nice. See how these work out. These look similar to the ones that we just got in-house too. Jeff, like the red ones we have?
Yeah, but they're in the blue.
Mm-hmm.
What you found?
Well, I ordered cable,
Oh.
and they sent us a spool. So we've got coated cable and the 600 pound test. So this will be for our drops. So we'll be putting out a lot of drops today. Several of our shops have been inquiring about carrying more of our tackle. Yes, sir. So we are going to be definitely doing that. Now this one, I am going to be real cautious and open this one. But if you are seeing this and you ship this to us, please call us, because I don't know how you shipped it out. But they're trying to say that that's the way it was shipped to them, and I seriously doubt that it was like that. But like I said, I wasn't there, but I am. Yeah, it ain't gonna take that. And you can tell that it was damaged. Look at that. Is that a forklift puncture right there? Golly. Oh man, I feel scared on this one. Whew, had some proper padding there. Note, let's see. There's the line for the 80 wide. Got several spools of line in here. That's one on for his 80. So hopefully it looks like it's just spools of line and not a fishing reel. That was what I was really worried about. It's supposed to be. Got the mono here. Looking for any damage. See any damage on it, so I think we're all right. This is 100-pound diamond Mamoy. And we've got a 100-pound braid, 600 yards. Okay, I'm gonna have to get with him to see what was already here and what's not here. Talking about 4 different lines right there. 100 to 130 to 150 to mono. So that's going to be an interesting video. Oh man, but. Alright guys, so we did get a rod in-house, and it's finally from one of our fishing rods that we are going to start testing. So it is coming. We paired it up with the Avet 80 2-speed Patriot, and you can see why. Yep. Yes, sir. It is beautiful. Red rollers all the way up from the Alps. GVC Customs built this for us. So, yes, sir. And that is coming up. Now, however, I was planning to fish the up-and-coming tournament. However, I got a text last night from Jeff, and he did a screenshot of their post on their tournament page. And so from that, let me get this real quick. All right, so it says there's been a lot of talk since our tournament last year in regards to cheating. Weights in walleye come to mind. Well, as well, some of our sponsors have expressed concern about cheating. In light of this, we want it to be known if you've been previously disqualified from another tournament for cheating and or have failed the lie detector for a lie detector test for another tournament, we will not allow you into our tournament.
Gotta bite. I got a lot of stress on my mind. It's a nice day to go. Yeah, I got a line. I'ma call up the whole team.
Yep, that is the Take a Bite Out of Cancer fishing tournament, which I have fished multiple years since my failure to pass the lie detector test, which, if y'all are new to the channel, guys, back in 2013 I fished a tournament called Sharkathon. However, prior to the tournament even starting, they were trying to disqualify me 3 weeks before the tournament even started because of stuff that they said they took the wrong way on my Facebook. And so I had to explain to them, it's like, hey man, at the end of the day, it's freedom of speech. If I wanted to sit there and bash the tournament or talk good about the tournament, I can do so. It's freedom of speech. That's what a lot of veterans have paid the ultimate price to protect. And so at first I didn't know it was that. I wasn't even allowed into the tournament, which was one. Like, I couldn't even get into the tournament. The day they had the sign up on the tournament, I had actually made it all the way through, and at the very end they would deny me and deny me, deny me. And I said they would deny me because now, as of last year, I found out that when people are actually chiming into the tournament, they are actually watching who's coming into the tournament. They have a group of guys that are sitting there and saying yes, or they're saying no. So it comes to find out these guys were actually trying to block me out of the tournament from the get-go. And we know this because one of our guys was actually, you know, he's still in good with them, went to the tournament check-in to get his paperwork and all of that. He's paid up, got his receipts and everything, and they couldn't find it. And he's like, and so they bring it up, bring the main guy in. He goes, oh no, I know you're in there because I saw your name come up, you know, when you were getting in. And he goes, I was kind of amazed that you weren't like number 1 or number 2, because he's normally one of the first ones that pop up on the feed, because he's ready. As soon as they open up the store, he's there. So, you know, it goes back to all the confusion that I dealt with when I was trying to get into the tournament back in 2013. Me and my whole crew were sitting there. We were at a McDonald's. We were using the Wi-Fi there because it was the fastest one that we discovered, you know, doing different things and stuff like that. Well, I got in, fill out all my information, hit enter to make the payment. No, it kicked me back. It just kicked me all the way back to the beginning. It didn't say why. It just, and I was like, okay, it's messed up, and back and forth, back. He got it. He got it. He got it. He got it. And every time I get to the end, it did the same thing over and over and over again. I was like, what the hell is going on? So, with that being said, I would shoot him an email. I was like, hey man, I'm trying to get in. Something's glitching on y'all's behalf. Oh no, it's your system. You gotta, you know, reboot, redo this, redo. And it was just the runaround. It was just the runaround. Well, last year when my guy was actually trying to get into the tournament and paid his fees and all of that, he goes, oh no, I saw you in there. Hold on real quick. There you go. It prints out his information like that. So after sitting there, and I was like, wow, it truly dawned on me. And, you know, and they're probably sitting back and laughing about this, that I finally figured it out. They didn't want me in their tournament from the get-go. Reason being, more than likely, because their #1 sponsor was the other shop that has bashed me for years. And even, you know, when they copied my surf weight, cut me out, and then trashed me and my business, saying that I do all kinds of drugs and this and that, and I couldn't even maintain inventory. Well, in reality, I was up at their shop twice a week, fixing the inventory that I would stock with them on all our surf weights, because the customers in there, they pick up shit and then just throw it, pick it up, throw it. So I had weights from here over here, and it was always a mess. Not once did I ever go in there and see my tackle like nice and legit the way it needs to be, this and that. And you know, people can blame kids, people can blame whatever, it don't matter. If a shop is supplying tackle, if you supply me with your gear, I'm gonna keep it as neat as I can, because you know what, it represents me. However, I was not getting that same gratitude and stuff like that from the other shop. So after dealing with that for 6 years, they finally told me, hey, we're not gonna no longer buy the weights from you. And it was after I saw another company that they brought in try to copy my surf weights. And I say try to because the weights while later were getting thrown at me. They were pissed off customers throwing weights at me that weren't even my weights, thinking that they were, because they knew I supplied them. And I actually had to pick up the weight and show them, look, it doesn't say my name on there, it says Roy's. I picked up one that I still had that had the label on there that said Sartucci on it. And I was like, that's my weight. This is not my weight. And they looked at them, they're like, yeah, they look different. I'm like, exactly. And I go, I didn't make that weight, somebody else did. So, you know, when you roll everything out and you put it on a board and you actually stand back and look, you can see the whole picture. The other shop obviously didn't want me in the tournament because they knew how good of a fisherman I was. So they pulled their strings and saying, hey, make sure this guy don't get in there. And this is something that I've ran into since then in multiple tournaments where they try to disqualify me for certain deals. Oh, you're this, you're that, you're too close to the jetties, or you, that was mostly the major one. It was that I was always too close to the jetties. Well, the deal about the phone and the pictures is it's got a GPS. So when you hit the details, it tells you exactly where you're at when you're taking that video and or taking that picture. So obviously when we land our fish and our base camp is right there, it's hard to say, oh yeah, he was 50 feet from the jetty or 200 feet from the jetty when it's over half a mile away. Or that I was using shark for bait and stuff like that. Game wardens actually showed up to our camp. I had already left because I knew the line for the tournament, or for the ferries, sorry. I was in line for the ferries, was going to be hours long, and I didn't want to take a chance at being late to the weigh-in knowing we had a good chance of winning the tournament. So when we left, there was guys to our north and guys to our south who also videotaped our catch from when the fight started to us landing the shark, to us measuring it, to releasing it and seeing it go safely. So when the game warden showed up to our camp, you know, obviously the guys are like, hey, you know, can we help you? And they're like, yeah, we're looking for so-and-so. And they're like, well, he just left, this and that. When they started questioning them, he goes, oh yeah, well, we got it out here on video. So they showed them the video and I was exonerated. I was also exonerated in several other tournaments where they said I was doing this or I was doing, like I said, that's why I've always recorded every single one of my catches with pictures, with video, and even now it's all video. Like I hardly have any pictures unless I'm able to take it out of the video, which I've been doing for years now. So with that being said, guys, I will not be fishing the Take a Bite Out of Cancer for tournament or any of their events, because more than likely, if they do it for this one tournament, they do several of them throughout the year, they're gonna roll this over into that fashion. So sorry guys, I love fishing tournaments. I love fishing against the best of the best that are out there, the guys that put in the work and everything else. But it looks like these guys don't want to be competing against that type of personnel. And it ain't the first time we've heard this. It ain't the second time we've had tournament directors call us to verify, hey, are you coming in for this tournament? Yeah, yes we are. And they're like, all right, cool. They're happy for it. But they were already getting calls from participants who said they weren't going to show if I was in the tournament. Oh, he's a cheater, he's this, he's that. You know what, guys? If you're that hard up at trying to win a tournament, then practice as hard as I have. Go out there, put the time in to test your gear, to test your knowledge, to test your strength. You gotta fish, guys. You can't automatically assume that you're gonna go out there and catch a big fish every single time you go out there. I'll be the first to admit, I've been skunked so many times. But people always, oh, he's done this, he's done. Yes, I have. I've caught a ton of big fish, a ton of sharks. I've done all kinds of craziness, but because I've put in the time and done it all. Now, granted, throughout the years, once I got my shop up and running and stuff like that, I had to focus all my efforts here because this is what pays the bills, guys. Those tournaments don't pay the bills. At the end of the day, the tournaments for me was just a way to showcase my gear, to showcase my talents, and showcase the team, because every single one of the catches that I have had, I am totally humbled and honored to have fished with the guys that have helped me make that catch happen. Not one single time for a shark over 8 foot have I ever been alone. I've always had a crew of guys that were willing to help me out, teammates, other fishermen, and some never even met me to that day. It could not have been done with all of those people willing to help out another fisherman. And to all y'all guys, man, I truly want to say thank you for all of the support. But like I said, I don't know now, and they were putting in there about the walleye tournament and stuff like that. You know, I can understand tournaments wanting to keep it as clean as possible and doing it that route. However, you got to think about this, guys. Lie detectors are not admissible in court. So in reality, that's a null and void comment right there. I mean, anybody can fail a lie detector. Anybody. But when they have hardcore proof against you, and you go to court of law and you are found guilty, then by all means, hey man, yes, screw them guys. But for people like me, and I've heard it from multiple guys that have been the same way, and they had their stuff overturned because they had their day in court. I was denied my day in court because a piece of shit lawyer company that I went to here in Corpus couldn't even get me in front of a judge in 2 years. They had a year and a half, changed firms, and the new lawyers said that it was not enough money for them to waste their time. $18,000. Wow. Well, needless to say, I did spread the word about that company. Hey, if it ain't big enough, they ain't even gonna touch it kind of deal, which is a raw thing to say, but it was real. I had to deal with that. And now because those lawyers did not represent me, I have to carry this deal with me for however long tournaments decide to do this. Or maybe they put a cap on it. Hey, say within the last 5 years. Well, then I'd be golden. I'd be able to compete, which would be awesome. You know what I mean? Because even those guys that got caught red-handed the way they did, they're only been denied for a few years. Wow. So being caught red-handed is probably actually an easier way to handle it than, you know, hearsay, basically. I don't know. Food for thought, guys. I do have to say I'm upset because I love to fish against the best of the best out there, guys. And that is the best way to bring them all in, you know, at one chance. Because you see all these guys putting in the work, catching big catches and this and that. And, it, you know, I'm stuck here at work. I'm not blaming them. They're doing their thing. And, man, kudos to them. They are catching, releasing, getting the numbers up there, putting in the hard work it takes to catch these fish. So I'm totally freaking... I love seeing it. I really do. I just wish they went about this on a different kind of scale, saying, "Hey, man, if I was busted with hardcore proof, I wouldn't have a leg to stand on." But they had nothing against me except a failed lie detector. I had video. I had all of this, and I listened to those lawyers where they told me not to fucking post all of that. Now, excuse my language, but now I know maybe they were friends with the lawyers from the other side and this and that, instead of being a true to their customer. You know, I was their customer and they did not take care of me. So yeah, it sucks, guys. So what we're gonna do now, they may change it up and say, oh, okay, anybody that are associated. I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it. But still, like I do every year when we can get team members in the tournament that have the time off and stuff like that, I go out there and I show my support for them in the competition. I will be doing that, guys. Just because y'all don't allow me into the tournament doesn't mean you will be banning everybody else that is going to put in the hard work. So stay tuned, guys. Team Hard Life will be representing in that tournament, and it's more of because those guys want to compete against the best. And it's the only way to get them in there at the same time is to put on a tournament where the best guys show up. So, not saying they all are, but you know, they're all willing to compete on the one day that you have a small window to fish, put baits out, and fish against each other, and the best come out on top. Or the luckiest. I do say lucky because sometimes you just have the right bait in the right place, and it happens, guys. It is fishing at the end of the day. So again, just a little heads up, a bunch of stuff got rolled into the video today, guys, and there's a lot of more detailed videos within the channel. And like I said, guys, I'm going to be upfront about it. Whether I win or lose, you know, it doesn't matter, guys. You know, I do live a life. It ain't an easy life, but I am here. I am going to be standing up and moving forward as I roll with the punches, guys. So, oh, man. Now, time to get to work. I've been talking too much. I gotta get back to work. Later, guys.